This video is brought to you by the official Flashy Instagram. Follow FlashyMagazine for updates on pop culture, reviews on music, and so much more. In 2008, Katy Perry bursted onto the pop music scene with her playful and controversial hit song, I Kissed a Girl. Since then, Katy Perry has become a household name, her decade-long career spawning multiple hit songs that perfectly encapsulate the essence of the early 2010s. Although I wouldn't go as far to say that Katy's music was revolutionary or game-changing, I still think she was an important artist to the pop music landscape that shaped my childhood. Her music was fun, trendy, and always made me want to dance. With the anticipated release of her new album on the way, I thought we could look back at past Katy Perry albums, and I would give you my ranking of her discography from worst to best. Let's get into it. Fourth place on my list, we have Katy's most critically and commercially successful record, Teenage Dream. It feels like it was just yesterday when Katy Perry was on every radio station singing about California while shooting whipped cream out of her boobs. I think it's safe to say that this was the record that ruled our 2010 summer experience and cemented Katy's status as a main pop star. Because of this record, she became the second artist in history, aside from Michael Jackson, to achieve 5 #1 singles off one album. And that's not for nothing. Songs like Teenage Dream, Last Friday Night, and California Girls are, in my opinion, pop classics that showcase why Katy Perry was so popular. She brought this carefree spirit and sugary wonderland everywhere she went. So why does this album get my lowest ranking? The main problem with this album is, aside from the 6 mega successful singles, this album has nothing else to offer. All of the deep cuts feel so repetitive and out of place. For the first half of the record, she establishes herself as this major pop star, and then halfway through tries to go hard rock. It makes absolutely no sense, and in my opinion, kills the vibe of the album. Songs like Who Am I Living For and Pearl don't have the same level of sophistication and care the singles do, and often suffer from boring melodies. After a while of listening, it becomes abundantly clear which tracks were produced by Max Martin and which weren't. The truth of the matter is that this album is actually extremely overhyped, and is really only good for the singles. In third place, we have Katy's 2017 project, Witness. Prior to this era even really starting, it felt like both the media and general public disliked the subject matter and direction Katy was going for. Many people felt that she was being inauthentic because of her switch from a character who didn't take herself too seriously to somebody who talked about the social problems within the world. And if I'm being totally honest, for a long time after this record came out, I didn't want to listen to it. But then I actually did listen to it, and I realized that this album wasn't as bad as people made it seem. In front of the media's eyes, because it wasn't this super dance radio-friendly record, it was considered this horrendous flop. But if you actually take a listen to the album, you'd realize that it's extremely coherent, introspective, and uplifting. I think the main problem that people find with this album is that if you go into this project expecting the Katy from Teenage Dream, you will be sadly disappointed. But if you go in with an open mind and step away from the Katy Perry name, you'll probably really enjoy the album. Songs like Mind Maze and Tsunami have a futuristic psychedelic instrumental over Katy's chilled out vocals, which creates the perfect nighttime aesthetic. Although this album is not her most perfect album, and does get weighed down at times with its repetitive lyrics and ongoing ballads, I still appreciate that Katy took such a big risk, and didn't just use the same formulaic music she's done in the past. Overall, I think this is an interesting pop album that's definitely made for the dark side of the dance floor. In second place, we have Katy's dance-inspired record, Prism. Released in 2013, Katy had just come off the best and worst year of her life. She had the world at the palm of her hands with her super successful Teenage Dream tour, but was also hurting because of her divorce from husband Russell Brand. The result of all that pain is a fun, energetic, disco-inspired pop record that has Katy's best songs to date. From the self-empowering anthem Roar to the summer smash This Is How We Do, I feel like this album really has it all. I also find that a lot of the songs are incredibly underrated, like Walking on Air and Birthday. Those records always just give me a burst of euphoria and jump of energy that no other Katy song can do. I will say though, this album is kind of divided from smash songs to ballads, and although I find some of the ballads to be nice, like This Moment, I often find that the other ballads are downright generic and formulaic, such as Ghost and Love Me. First place on my list is Katy Perry's pop rock album, One of the Boys. If I had to explain what this album sounds like in one phrase, I would call it the soundtrack of a 2008 coming-of-age movie starring Lindsay Lohan. There really is no other way to describe it. It just has this Disney teenager rock star vibe in the best way possible. I think the main reason why I love this album so much is because this was before Katy had any taste of success. Not only does this record have Katy's most deep and personal lyrics, it also has songs that have her strange sense of humor that she was so loved for in Teenage Dream. I find this record to be the only Katy Perry album I can listen to from front to back and still enjoy. The album is not filled with a bunch of nonsense fillers that tries to be fake deep for no reason. Everything feels authentic. Songs like Thinking About You and If You Can Afford Me showcase how powerful Katy's vocals are and why they don't get enough credit. Although for sure there are some problematic songs like You're So Gay and I Kissed a Girl that enforce negative stereotypes about the LGBT+ community, at the time that those songs were released, they were really catchy songs for my 8-year-old head. Overall, One of the Boys is definitely Katy's most underrated record, but it's also her absolute best. Thank you so much for watching Katy Perry Albums Ranked. I would love to hear your album rankings of Katy Perry's discography down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe as it really lets me know you enjoyed these ranking videos. That's all for now, and I'll see you guys with the next one real soon.